What's up, Guardians? Profane here. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're going to be covering an updated guide for how Guardians can acquire the Xenophage Exotic Heavy Machine Gun in Destiny 2 Lightfall. While this exotic has been out since the release of Shadowkeep, there have been a lot of changes, bugs, and issues that have prevented Guardians from easily progressing through the Emergence Exotic Quest line. So today we'll be clearing up any confusing segments to this quest, as well as common problems that you may be encountering while trying to acquire the Xenophage. The Xenophage is an amazing exotic weapon that hits like a truck with its hard-hitting explosive rounds. It is proven to be a viable option against champions, bosses, and even other Guardians, so it is more than worth the time in getting. To obtain the Xenophage, you will need to own the Shadowkeep expansion. This grants you access to the Emergence Exotic Quest. If the Emergence is not available in the kiosk, you will need to make sure that you have completed the Shadowkeep campaign. Then head to the Sorrow's Harbor and go into the Scarlet Keep, where you spoke with Eris earlier in the storyline. You should find yourself in a room with 4 statues lining the wall, 2 on each side. You will need to activate these in a specific pattern to activate a hidden chest. In order, you'll need to activate the front right, then the back left, then the back right, and finally the front left, with the front side of the room being the side that you entered from. Once you've activated the statues, a chest will appear in the center of the room, which will provide you with the Emergence Exotic Quest. The first step is titled Emerge from the Dark. You'll need to head to the Anchor of Light and locate the small building which contains a special orb of flame that you'll need to transfer to 6 different lanterns. This has to be done quickly and in a specific order, and if it's not done within the time constraints, the process will need to be started over. The lantern in the fallen infested radio tower can be tricky to get to, but it can be activated from beneath, making it slightly easier and less time consuming. Once you've lit all 6 lanterns, you can take the Orb of Flame to the Hive Spire near the building that you got the Orb of Flame from originally. Dunk it into the spire, and you'll now have your second step of emergence. This requires you to complete all 4 lost sectors on the moon: the K1 Logistics, K1 Revelations, K1 Crew Quarters, and the K1 Communion. At the end of each of these lost sectors, there are runes that you'll need to activate in a specific sequence. Once the sequences have been properly entered, a chest will spawn, giving you a path fragment from each of the lost sectors. These runes are set up in a 3x3 grid, 1, 2, 3 on the top row, 4, 5, 6 on the second row, and 7, 8, 9 on the bottom row, reading left to right. The pattern for the K1 Logistics will be 1, 7, 6, and then 5. It's also worth noting that the very top rune can be used to reset the pattern. The K1 Revelation code is 6, 4, 5, 5, 4, 8, 5, 2, but you can get all of these codes off of the video itself. K1 Crew Quarters code is 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 9, 8, 8. It's a little bit longer of one. The K1 Communion is short and simple, just 7, 9, 2, 2. After you've acquired all 4 path fragments, the next 3 steps of this quest will send you into the Pit of Heresy. This is a 1600 level activity. The first step quest will require you to activate a rune that's hidden within the first encounter. After you've defeated the 3 sets of mini bosses and activated the 3 runes to open the doorway into the pit, you'll come to a large room with several doorways lining the way ahead of you. Locate the one on the top left that does not have a hive rune above the frame. You'll need to scale the wall, watching out for the wall traps, and activate the rune that's within this doorway. Your emergence quest will now update, requiring you to go deeper into the Pit of Heresy. The next step is located in the Ogre Tunnels. There is another Orb of Flame and light lanterns, just as we did earlier. You'll need to locate and activate the rune-filled plate that's on the far left side of the tunnel system, just over a ledge. This will activate hovering platforms that give you access to the Orb of Flame. You'll now need to manage your way to the far right side of the tunnel system, where there is a doorway with 2 lanterns that will need to be lit. There are several caverns connecting the larger pathways, but you can also backtrack and go the long way. Just watch out for the ogres. Once you've lit the lanterns, the doorway will open and your quest step will progress, requiring you to defeat Lord Voldemort. Whoops, I'm sorry. Volmar, or Volmar? I just think Voldemort, but Volmar the Tempted. It's worth noting that if you were to leave to orbit at this point, while the quest progression will be saved, you may have to reactivate the doorway here to gain access to Volmar. While this is a 1600 level activity, this wizard boss and its accompanying encounter can be quite tricky for solo guardians, but it's still very achievable. The mechanics of this fight include the use of the Orbs of Flame, which you'll need to collect and deposit at specific locations that are scattered across the room. Bungie actually provides you with a bit of a floor map to this arena in the adjacent room. In this room there will be 4 elemental orbs. There will be 1 in each corner, with each orb marked by a hive rune. The Void Orb has an A looking rune. The Arc Orb has a V looking rune. The Solar Orb has a W looking rune. And the Kinetic Orb has an I looking rune. This information is essential to the boss fight because it indicates where you need to deposit orbs of flame based on which buff you have. During the fight, you'll need to collect the Orb of Flame from the center podium and dunk it at one of the 4 different depositories. There are 4 different possible buffs that you can have during this fight: the Abyssal Dread, the Neutral Dread, Thunderous Dread, and Fiery Dread. Abyssal Dread will be deposited in the top back left corner. Neutral Dread will be dunked into the top front right corner. Thunderous Dread will be dunked into the bottom front left corner. And Fiery Dread will be dunked into the bottom back right corner, front being the part of the room that you entered from. If you dunk at the wrong location, you will take some slight damage and be slowed for a brief duration. Plus your dread will be reset to a different energy type, which could be beneficial depending on your loadout. Once you dunk the Orb of Flame in the right depository, you will receive a 25-second buff that allows you to damage the boss with a specific energy type that matches what your dread is. This makes it imperative to equip a loadout that utilizes multiple energy types. The Two-Tailed Fox, Hardlight, and Borealis can make for great weapon choices to be able to easily facilitate whichever buff you may have. There's a lot of Thrall, Acolytes, and Knights that will fill this room, so having AoE effects will come in handy, as will melee resistance, and concussive dampener mods on your chest pieces. Once the 25-second window is up, you'll have to rinse and repeat the process until Volmar is defeated. At that point, you'll receive a hive bug that you'll need to bring back to Eris Morn, where she will then reward you with the Xenophage, giving you one of the greatest exotic heavy machine guns currently in the game, capable of flattening your opponents. And with that, I wish you all the best of luck through your emergence quest. Let me know how it's going in the comments below, and let me know if you're running into any other snags. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated and both really do help support the channel. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.